will he will transition into drops here. Now Colossus on the way for Slider. His army is mostly composed of sentries, and quite a few sentries. He does have a lot of force fields on that. All these sentries almost at full energy. When a sentry is at 4 energy, keep in mind that they have 4 force fields. So if he does have 7 sentries, that is a lot of force fields. He can actually surround an army completely. Now these Stalkers are positioned to intercept any kind of drop, but that observer will see everything moving out on the map, deciding to salvage 1 bunker, keeping the other 2 just in case he has to fall back here. 1 SCV making his way to the front of the base will spot this single Stalker, and this Stalker will not survive long enough unless he runs back to the base right away. Now these units might be elevated up here. Colossus actually waiting up here. Thermal Lance not quite done. He needs to wait for this to finish. It will be very borderline. If Tarson actually engages right now, there is no Thermal Lance, and he could just pick off this army, but with great force fields, he does endanger himself of being split in half and picked off. At the front here now, this observer almost getting too close of this turret, almost getting sniped, but walks away with only 4 hull damage. 4 points of hull damage. Tarson deciding that he cannot engage this and falling back to his base. Now with the production tab, we actually see level 1 going up, as well as Ghost coming out for Tarson, as well as 2 Vikings. So he really wants to counter that Colossus ball that will inevitably build up, as well as EMP these sentries. Those EMPs will be absolutely crucial in the engagement. If those sentries lose their ability to force field, this will actually do huge damage to the Protoss ball. Now level 1 plus 1 just starting for the Protoss player. They might actually, he can chrono boost this out, so he will not, I think he won't actually wait for that plus 1 before engaging here. Double Forge actually producing double upgrades here, and I don't think it's wise to engage here with those 2 bunkers. No units in the bunkers though. So Tarson actually moving forward, scaring away that Protoss ball. He does engage, first force field goes down. Nice EMPs on this entire army. You can see no shields from anything here. 4 Vikings actually picking away at those Colossus. Tarson will eliminate this whole Protoss army because of those 2 perfect EMPs on the entire army. 1 Colossus makes its way very late to the battle, and Tarson actually cleans this up quite convincingly, not losing a single Viking, not losing as much as he should have there, and absolutely no force fields, only a single force field dropping from a Slider, so that was terrible engagement for him. Now those 2 upgrades won't even be done before Tarson makes his way into the main base again. Now warping in more Zealots, more Stalkers, but I don't know if it'll be enough. No Colossus yet, so no area of effect damage. These have to connect with the Terran army. Fortunately for Slider, this isn't much of a ball, and with no medivacs here, these units are very mushy, and if they stim once more, they will actually lose even more HP and will be easily cleaned up. Now Tarson decides to leave a couple of Vikings back here. No, he will retreat them to his main base. Now these 2 bunkers have been salvaged, making way for that expansion. That is one weird place for the expansion. I don't know why he actually built it there. He will have to lift it up and drop it a bit closer. Maybe a bit of a misclick here. I don't think there were rocks on this expansion. If there are rocks, it's new to me, but now this big army making its way to the center of the map. Now 3 medivacs will be able to heal those injured units, and Slider, think he might want to actually put an expansion down here. He does have the money for it. Now he just warped in a whole bunch of units. Wise decision, since this army is dangerously close to his natural expansion. These Vikings will move forward, try to pick off a Colossus, but with all these stalkers in front, they will not be able to. Only when they engage, they will start. Actually, nice EMP on half this army. And second EMP, very nice EMP control by Tarson here. These Vikings actually shooting the Colossus. One will get picked off. There it goes. And this army actually very nice engagement here by Tarson. Not losing much in that first engagement, sniping a Colossus. 3 Vikings will take care of the second one. The second Colossus actually moving back, not engaging this army as it should. Only gets 1 shot off. Now landing the Vikings, he is very confident here, or he might think that he needs the Viking support. The Vikings dying here. 1 Zealot whacking away at these Marauders. Now, he did manage to take out almost the entire army of Slider. Now pushing forward, picking away a pylon. Actually will go down here, hoping to snipe the Nexus, but little does he know there is no Nexus. He does manage to pick off another pylon. Now all these stalkers waiting at the top of the ramp. They will be able to clean this up. All these units are actually very injured from the previous battle, and there is no energy left on these medevacs. He should actually engage here before these Marauders get to pick off anything else. I'm very surprised. Actually, a drop here in the main base from Tarson, pulling away these stalkers back in the main base, so that is why they were not engaging a small army. This drop doing nice damage and enabling these units to actually pick off more buildings than they should have. Now this Nexus in danger of going down. All these units, about 20 HP left on all of these. They will get picked off, but he manages to pick off the Nexus, and that is a huge blow from for Slider actually. And now Tarson is actually very, very far ahead. Slider knows it. He needs to attack right now and do huge damage. No way he can come back from this. You can see the income tab, only 320 minerals per minute. You see no mining going down from the main base. Actually pulling all the probes, gonna go for one last attack, but by the time he gets there, there will be a lot of units from Tarson, and he will be able to clean this up. Even if he can't clean this up in a single blow, he can actually pull out all his SCVs to fight all the probes and reinforce with the mules still mining. You can see absolutely no mining going down for Slider. So this is the last desperation attack. You can see all the SCVs ready to attack this, getting a few shots from the Colossus. Nice EMPs on this army once again. Will he be able to hold? You can see all the probes taking all the first shots, but now with just a couple stalkers and a single Colossus that goes down, Tarson will win this game. And there it goes, the GG. And tune in for the second game, guys.